Well, hello there. I've been thinking again. Well, that sure's got me in a lot of trouble in my lifetime, but I don't know. I just been watching what's been going on. How people have been getting so irate and angry and everything. It just don't make any sense to me, but I do know one thing. If I didn't believe in God, what I do, and I was to just sit back and look at the world, what's going on, I'd certainly know that there was a God. Now that's pretty good because now that God feller, he's the creator. Like it said in that Declaration of Independence, God's the creator. He created all this. He created the earth somehow. That's that intelligent design or whatever they want to call it. But them people are creationists now. They got some bugaboo too. They got some things that ain't right about that. Them people that say that it was all by accident, they got some of that same stuff. And see, now there's that I'm talking about this world nowadays. All these people. According to that God in them scriptures, there's only two churches, period. There's the church of the Creator, and there's the church of the Destructor, the Destroyer. That, whatever you want to call him, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, whatever, it don't matter. So there's only them two churches. Now God, he said, you either follow me and you belong to my church, or you don't. Well, that means if you don't, you automatically belong in the other church. Well, now that other church, that's been around. There's a lot of them scriptures and stuff that call it Babylon. I think that's what they do. That's where, all that stuff. Now, there's a lot of things wrong. But one thing I keep hearing these people, well, I got my civil rights. I got my rights. I got this, that, and the other. They all worry about this abortion. They all worry about this same-sex marriage and everything else. Well, that's where the problem begins. Because, now, you look at the Catholics. Okay? The Catholics, from the Pope on down to the last little padre out in a jerkwater town in some third world country, all are supposed to follow the rules of Catholicism. Period. That's nobody else. Nobody else is included. If you're a Presbyterian, you follow the rules of the Presbyterian Church. If you're whatever they call that Church of England now, you're one of them, you follow the rules that they set up to help that old King Henry VIII or whatever his name was out. And if you're, I don't care, if you're a Wiccan, you follow the rules of the Wicca. If you're Muslim, you follow the rules of Allah. Okay? Now, they're not for anybody else. They're for those people that proclaim that faith. Now, the same thing goes with our United States of America. If you are an American citizen, you follow the basic rules of being an American citizen. Doesn't matter what state you live in, don't matter where you are, don't matter if you're over in Africa or Russia or China or any place else. If you're still an American citizen, you're supposed to follow the rules of a basic American citizen. Now, that's where people get messed up. You see them Catholics and them Presbyterians and them other Christians and them Muslims and stuff, they try to force everybody to do it their way. They don't understand God. God gave man his agency. That's every man, woman, and child of the age of accountability have their agency to do. You want to go over and mess around with the neighbor's wife? That's all right. Your wife wants to go over and mess around with the other neighbor's husband? That's all right. Unless you belong to one of the churches that says it isn't. If you want to go get an abortion, there are supposed to be arrangements because this is a republic and every state is supposed to have a Republican government. There should be ways and places set up for that to be a choice. Same thing with same-sex marriage. Should be. Hey, if you ask me, now this is my faith, marriage is between a man, one woman, who stand before the clergy of their choice and make a commitment with God. Ain't got nothing to do with going down to that courthouse and getting a license to get married. That is a contract. That makes the government involved in it. It's a contract. Anybody, I don't care, you want to go out and marry and get one of them licenses, some area has got rules that you can to marry your horse. Go ahead. But you have to respect the rights of everybody else. Now that's where all this LGBT and all this other stuff get into problems. They keep trying to shove it into everybody's face. The Christians, a lot of Christians do the same thing, and instead of allowing people to have their agency, they do what is called unrighteous dominion. They try to force their beliefs onto people who don't believe the same way. Now, that's where all this thing about a melting pot and that got us into trouble. You see, segregation is a good thing. People that believe, well, nudists, people who want to be nude and run around town all day nude, they got to have a city somewhere, a town, that they can go and be nudists all day, all night. Well, the county or the state that that town's in does have the right to tell them to build a fence around it, 12-foot fence around their town, so that people, unless they're trying to look at the lewd behavior, the other people can't see what's going on all the time, so they can't push it in their face. That's just like some guy walking down the street, a gay guy walking down the street in a pair of them chaps that ain't got no butt in them, and he ain't got no pants on inside, so I don't care. But I don't want him walking down my neighborhood in front of my kids and my wife. That's just foolish. My rights started at my neighborhood, at my town. But there's got to be a town for them others. See what I'm saying? Oh, I know I can get into all kinds of trouble. But I got to think about this a little bit more. I'll be back. Thank you.